My brain literally never turns off from thinking about my business. I am just getting so stressed out and thinking to myself, like, how am I going to make this all happen? There was a time when I literally dreamed of being in this position. If I'm not finding the joy in this process, then how am I going to convey that? Hey everyone, it is Jill here, and I am back, I think. My itty-bitty executive board committee is hard at work here again, as you can see. Anyway, I know it's been a while. I had to take the month of July not off from work per se. I was working on my illustrations. I have been drawing. If you've been following along, you know that getting really back into drawing was huge for me in order to be able to illustrate my third book in a timely manner. Anyway, I am an author, artist, and creative small business entrepreneur, and this is my journey to building my business and right now towards self-publishing my third book. And as I mentioned, I'm in the middle of illustrating that. So in early July, I unfortunately, a friend of mine passed away, and I had to take several weeks to just sort of get my bearings after that because it was so unexpected and shocking. And the last thing I wanted to do was appear on camera. I had no desire to be working on the social media exposure side of my business. So I did keep going with my book. I actually hired a new coach to work with. I'm really excited to have an author marketing coach who will be guiding me through the next months toward my self-publication process. And that mess you just saw on the floor is because I am revamping my Instagram account yet again. I'm trying to jump on the what's it called? The kind of chic trend. I have my notes for it over on my desk there, right there. So I have a pile on my floor because I had to take a few specific photographs for that endeavor. Anyway, it is a Monday. It is Monday, August 10th, and I will be hereby getting back into recording and creating YouTube videos for you guys. All right, so that one post on Instagram literally took me over an hour. So now I'm going to get started on several hours of drawing because I am at the halfway point officially for illustrating my third book. So that means the other half still has to be done. And my coach is recommending that I get my book published by early November in order to grab the holiday market because it's a holiday, well, it's like the setting is in alignment with Christmas, so basically it would make sense for me to get this book out in time for the Christmas audience. So anyway, that means I'm going to have to really amp up my speed here, and I need to be getting 3 illustrations done per week between now and when I publish. So wish me luck. Here we go. Okay, real talk. I don't know why I get so in my head over drawing sometimes still. I literally have a huge block of time dedicated to my desk and my drawing work today. And I am just getting so stressed out and thinking to myself, like, how am I going to make this all happen? How am I going to become known for my writing and my art? And how am I going to build this business? How is it all going to come together? And yet, I posted this morning on Instagram about the kind of chic. I did the kind of chic trend, and I started with kind of chic that I quit my corporate job at age 40 after 17 years. And I'm sitting here and just getting flashbacks of working in the back of ballrooms and boardrooms and just everything that my life and my career used to be. And there was a time when I literally dreamed of being in this position to be able to sit at my desk and draw all day and work and create things. And now that that's my reality, I'm already pushing myself into that next level of, well, when is this going to start generating revenue? When is it going to actually become like making a living from it? And I don't know if that stress is like what blocks me from being able to have a really, truly good time drawing, because in my head, I'm like putting a deadline on myself. Like, I have to get this one picture done by the end of the day today. And I don't know, sometimes I just feel like I am still struggling so hard to get this balance right so that I feel like what I'm doing matters. And in a way, yeah, it matters, but it's also not, I have not reached the ultimate goal yet, which is to create a livelihood out of this. So yeah, that's my real talk session for today. Okay, on the one hand, this drawing is coming out well. I'm almost done with the sketch, actually. I just need to do her face. On the other hand, I am feeling so tired today. And I feel really down. But it's like I was saying to my husband not long ago. I was like, I could either choose to just feel down and sit there at my desk questioning how I'm going to make happen everything that I want to make happen with my business and my art and my books, and just continue to let myself wallow in that, or I could just sit at my desk and keep drawing. So I'm keeping on drawing. So I don't know if it's because I am coming back to this after a time of just not filming myself, but there's been something on my mind, and that is that the friend of mine who passed away was a person who so dearly loved what he did with his life. He loved, creating a sense of community with what he did. And he was a successful businessman as far as just using what he loved to bring people together and do what he loved every day. And I've been thinking about that every day since he departed this plane of existence, and thinking about how, that was the reason why I had to leave my corporate job, because I did not love it. I had not loved it for a very long time. And I was completely starting to lose myself because I was staying in it for far too long. So I can honestly say that I am doing something that I love. But right now, that something that I love is so mixed with residual grief and feeling like I'm not successful yet. And just being so frustrated with being on a learning curve, because believe me, after 17 years of doing the same job, it was like, I think one of the problems was that I was learning nothing at that point. And now I have to learn everything as I go along in order to create the business that I want to have and form the success that I want to have, and be able to share the process. But also, I think what I'm realizing is that I need to be able to share the joy. And it's like, if I'm not finding the joy in this process, then how am I going to convey that? How am I going to inspire anybody to leave a place that's hurting them so that they can find their happiness and their joy and turn that into something successful? So I really don't want to cry on camera, but as you can probably tell, this is something that is getting me pretty emotional. So I think I'll leave it with that for today, and I'm going to keep working on this. I think I'm going to make that my goal for the rest of the afternoon, and I will return to the camera tomorrow. What's up? It is now Tuesday. I just had lunch. I've been working on an illustration since late morning, and I actually have to take a pause and do some video work today, because yesterday I discovered that I had actually I completely forgot that I'd started a vlog before I went on vacation at the end of July, and there was a ton of footage in my folder where I kind of just dump everything that has not been put into a video yet. So I think I'm going to try and do something with that, even if it's kind of like an unfinished sort of video. But I hate to have all that go to waste, because I clearly had effort going. I just couldn't get it together as far as putting a video out before I left for vacation. So I'm about to work on that, and I'm momentarily going to show you the illustration that I completed between yesterday and today. And then I'm just going to get back to more illustration work, because I think I must have mentioned this yesterday. I hope I did, but I've got to crank out 3 of these per week at this point, and I have to keep YouTube up and running. So there's that. All right, so real quick, here is the illustration that I just completed in the book layout. I'm gonna just zoom in. The colors are not awesome when I'm doing it this way. I assure you they're brighter than it's looking on my camera right now. And then I have one more to do for this chapter, which will go here. It'll be a half pager. And then I have this cute little diary entry all set up. This is basically what finishes out the chapter, is her diary entry. And these are my characters' stickers, which were a lot of fun to design. They're not real stickers, obviously. It's just artwork designed to look like stickers. Anyway, I think that's self-explanatory. Why am I explaining this? I'm sorry. Day by day, we roll on, I roll on, getting things back on track. And yeah, looking forward to sharing more of the process with you guys. Hey everyone, it is Wednesday. I have been to yoga class, hence my outfit, and I've cleaned my bathrooms and done a bunch of other housework. I've got laundry in the dryer right now, which brings me to my point that a day off from entrepreneurship is kind of relative, and by virtue of the fact that I'm filming this in the first place, I mean, I'm not really taking a day off because this will go into my next YouTube video. Also, I got my nails done, but they're blank. A lot of times I like to do my own colors, so that's where I'm at while the laundry's in the dryer, and hopefully they'll dry in time for me to take everything out, make the beds, put everything else away. Anyway, like I was saying, taking a day off as an entrepreneur is kind of relative because my brain literally never turns off from thinking about my business. So even if I'm away from my desk, I'm very often thinking about what I need to do or ideas that I'm running through my head. And I highly recommend, if you're a creative entrepreneur, keep some kind of journal or notebook. I wouldn't really call it a journal, what I have. It's literally just a plain notebook. And I have literally for years now just been jotting down the most random ideas that I have because, you know, some things that are more immediate, I'll just jot on my to-do list in that notebook. But anytime that I just have sort of like random inspiration hit, ideas that don't really fit in a that is my orange flavored son behind me. He has brought his jingle rat into my office to play. Yes, buddy. May I have that? I know my hands smell because I put nail polish on. Here's Jingle Rat. Go get him. And there's my orange flavored son. That's all he wanted from me, was to throw the rat. And I've lost my train of thought. I think I was talking about my notebook. Oh yeah. So it's very important to have some place that you write down all your random ideas. And mind you, I've kept this notebook for several years now, and it's a small one, and I still haven't even filled it. Which isn't to say that I don't have a ton of ideas. It's just, it's really for the things that would otherwise just like slip my mind entirely, so I can refer back to them. And sometimes it's YouTube video ideas, sometimes it's just ideas on how to conduct my business when it comes to time blocking, things like that. But anyway, that's my little anecdote for the day, because the creative mind can never truly rest all the way, I don't think. And so it's important to take days somewhat off so that you don't reach burnout. But yeah, the mind is still churning away. And if I have time today, after I get groceries done and after my nails dry and I make the bed and everything, I will be working on illustrations some more. So there's that. Okay, I gotta make this quick because my husband is talking so loud on his conference call in the background. It is 12:30 on Thursday. And by the way, this is how my manicure came out. I'm very happy with it. It's cute. There's sparkles and flowers. Anyway, I'm about to lock it in and see how much drawing and artwork I can get done in the next approximately 5.5 hours. And then it is pool and barbecue night, because that's what you do in August. So anyway, I'm going to report back at the end of my day and see how much I can get done. Real quick, here is the whip. It's running right into another sketch, but that's okay. I've got Peanut talking at a door here, and Brownie will be sketched this afternoon. Hey everyone, happy Friday. I never circled back to recording yesterday because I unfortunately got pretty sick as the day went on. I think there were just a few things converging at once for me, and I really needed to give myself some rest. In spite of that though, I did finish my illustration in the evening. Here it is. This is the second illustration for chapter 10 of my book, and I don't honestly remember if I showed this one close up. This is the first illustration for chapter 10. So I managed to get the chapter 10 layout file finished today. I'm going to dump some text into chapter 11 to get that going. I also have to do my administrative work. I am back to using my colorful little to-do lists here. I also had a call with my new coach. We are currently meeting every Friday, and that really put me in a good mood. I also happened to just randomly spot that somebody on Amazon gave me a 5-star review for A Tale of Two Kitties and Fluffy, which is my second book. They just left the review yesterday, and I happened to find it today. And I am so excited because when this book first came out, somebody randomly gave it a 1-star rating with no review. And yeah, that was very disheartening to say the least. So the fact that the rating has gone up because of this review is like so heartwarming. So it put me in a great mood. I even made a reel about it. It's on my Instagram. I'm gonna tag that below if you want to check it out. I can't post it here because of the music that I used in it. But I was really pleased with myself because I produced a video this week. I filmed for this one, obviously. I did 3 reels on Instagram, and my goal had been to get 3 illustrations done this week. I got 2 of them done, so it kind of gives me an idea of how fast I can work on these. And thanks to my coach, I have a really good plan for moving forward and building my brand. And that said, I'm still frustrated by the fact that I have 32 subscribers for this is going to be my 50th video once I put this one out. So I'm still trying to work with the algorithm to see what's going to hit the sweet spot for me as far as finding, you know, the rest of my audience, because I know they're out there. So I'm going to keep working on that. I might just go rogue next week, but I think I'm actually going to cut this particular video here with this day because it has been my first week back to recording after over a month. Was it over a month? Anyway, for several weeks of just not producing videos. So I kind of want to make this one just short and sweet, reintroduce myself to video production and everything. And next week I'll see what I feel like doing with my channel. And like I said, I'm going to think about my branding. And I don't know, I really want to just lean more into being an artist and sharing what it is to be a creative entrepreneur and live a creative lifestyle, and just everything that it means to be a working artist in 2026, because it's not what it looked like in the 90s when I was just a kid dreaming of one day being a working artist. So yeah, I think there's a lot of room to play with that concept. So with that said, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and check out my Instagram and my website, which I will link on the end screen. And have a wonderful day, wonderful weekend, wherever you are. I will see you in the next one.